Almost. Oh. That was my doing, sorry.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm muting myself, and then I'm muted again. All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. But that was the closest we've gotten, I will say. That was the closest.
I was looking, I was like,
But hello, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where you can always come here first to quench your reality thirst, and where we put the real and the tea in reality. I'm your girl Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. Right now, I am still and will forever for a minute be drinking red cream soda because I have it. It was on sale, so I'm gonna drink it, and it's delicious. So there we go. But if I was to pull out my favorite teacup, it would be the cup teacup, period.
I put mine over in the sink.
You know, you do too much.
I put my tea bag from the last episode in it. So.
That's fine. But, you know, all the cool kids have one. We do all have one.
I have one.
We're all cool. We're all cool. And we know you want to be cool, too. So get your cup mug at my Etsy shop down below. The link is in the description, lanagcreations.etsy.com. Check out all of our cup merch because we don't just have cups. We have all things that you might want to check out. So, and some of my other things that I have up there. Check it out.
Absolutely. And I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. Gay. So in our last recording that we just finished, I had tea. I decided I needed something a little bit stronger to talk about this absolute mess of an episode of Drag Race Mexico. So I made a strawberry lemonade white wine spritzer because I had Pinot Grigio in my fridge that was probably going to go bad. So I'm drinking it.
And I am David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. You may be able to tell, but I am wearing one Miss Cracker. And yes, I did get it signed when I saw her in person. So love Miss Cracker. And I am drinking water. I'm almost out, though.
Is it sponsored, David?
Sure. It could be sponsored by one Miss Lucy LaDuca.
I prepped the let loose button. I would like to use it.
Exactly.
Episode 3 of Drag Race Mexico. I kind of alluded to it in my intro, but all of my fears are coming true. All of my fears are coming true.
Which is?
I disagreed with the winner. I disagreed with most of the top. I disagreed with the bottom. I disagreed with the bottom two.
Okay.
Yeah. This episode, this franchise already feels overly produced, and we're 3 episodes into the first season. I'm worried.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree. Like, I think this is such a great group of queens. So it has nothing to do with them. I think it has to do with some of the weird judging. And I don't know, some of the challenges just haven't quite worked for me. But I think that these queens, like, especially considering how incredible some of them are, deserve better than what they're getting at this moment. So I'm hoping that our viewers are on the same page as us. I'm sure they're frustrated as well, but I'm getting a little nervous.
Let us know in the comments. I would love to know whether you know, the people of Mexico watching this show, watching our review, feel the same way, because I agree. I feel like I'm feeling all of the frustrations that I normally feel with a US season. And I don't want to feel that way, but it feels like they already have a top 3 picked out and they're just trying to get rid of everybody else.
Yeah, I will say this. I definitely would love to hear from our viewers because you all have been leaving such amazing comments in the past and have definitely helping us out a lot. And I've enjoyed reading all of them. It's been so much fun. Even if I don't respond to all of them, I read all of them because I'm a troll that way. So I just read and move on. But David responds to everything. So I appreciate David responding.
And I really enjoyed the comments for our last video. I felt some vindication after the gaslighting going on last week. No, I'm kidding.
The fans really said, nah, David's correct. The rest of you, shut the fuck up.
I mean, I didn't feel that way for me. I still kind of felt like I was very much. Me. I mean, like I say, I still feel very appreciated by the fans of Mexico watching this review. I think the comments were very accurate, were good, and I appreciate that you all were like letting us know, like, no, it's not just this what you assume to be or what you think of when you think of quinceañera. So, David, I will say, yeah, you were vindicated a little bit, but still, I stand by what I said. I think the best look won. But anyway.
Also, I'm not from Texas. Don't lump me into those Texas people. I'm not one of them. Okay, I'm from Arizona. Closer to the border of Mexico. I live an hour north.
Somebody said that we should come to Mexico, and I would love to come to
Mexico.
I
would love to come to Mexico.
I can fly for free. So if anybody's in Mexico and you're like, hey, David, you need to come to my city, just leave a comment and I'll see what I can do.
Miss Vallarta in Puerto Vallarta. That sounds great.
Period. What I was saying was that I think that I appreciate the comments for reasons like that, and I want to know if y'all think that this judging panel is doing some weird things, because I feel that way. I feel like this is not as organic as I would like it to be, if that makes sense to anybody. It does,
because David and I agree based on what we've said. It's the same sort of idea. Absolutely.
It feels very, like you said, very produced, very that they have their favorites and they're pushing their favorites, and the ones who we kind of figure is doing really good and don't deserve the hate that they're getting. I will say some people are getting some hate that I don't feel like is valid or, warranted, but I don't know. So y'all tell us what y'all think. But jumping into this week, when we get to the workroom, here's where some of this hatred that I was like just talking about that I found very annoying for me. Like, I get queens can be petty, and I get queens can be a little catty and a little rare, and it's okay, be a little sassy. We can do that. But I felt like I did not like the way they were coming at Vermelha. I just was like, why? She managed to escape the bottom last week, and now we're still hating that she wasn't in the bottom. She should have been in the bottom. That it just felt ugh to me. I don't think it was deserved, and I kind of felt bad for Vermelha in that moment. But then she was like, whatever, you can hate on me.
I didn't feel as bad because it's not like she took it and internalized it.
Right.
She was like, no, bitch, I was safe. Like,
right.
That's not me. I was deserving of my placement. And so were you, because you didn't win. Like, it's that sort of mindset that I'm like, okay, work, Vermelha. Like, I'm happy to see that you're not internalizing this, at least outwardly internalizing it.
Right.
And you're able to be quick on your feet and like have a response to it.
True. It felt like something had clicked in her, and she just gained some confidence and really fought back, which I was impressed. I had to be like, wait, that is her, right?
Yes.
Because this is not the temperament. She's been so like reserved. Yeah. So I really like that she came out of her shell in this episode. So
absolutely. But yeah, so we get Valentina. We get the Valentina message, not the Lolita message, because we're trading off. So it's the Valentina message. And she walks into the workroom, and we have a taco eating mini challenge.
Again, I kind of like this mini challenge. I think it was cute. I was like, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't so, I mean, it was stupid enough to be funny, but not stupid enough to just be stupid.
Exactly.
So I kind of like this one.
Speaking of cute, Lolita Banana in a harness. Good Lord Jesus. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I was excited about some of the pairings for the mini challenge because I didn't realize at the time that those would be the pairings for the whole episode, which was fine with me. But my top two were together because I love me some Pixie Pixie and Matraka, and they were paired. And then probably my third and fourth favorite are Gala and Margaret or Margot. Is that
Margaret Y Ya?
But it seems Margos. It seems like a lot of our commenters were saying that
everyone's saying Magos. I'm like, okay, great, love it, wonderful. I'm adopting it.
I love those two pairings. I was super excited about both of those pairings.
And then the other ones we had were Serena Morena and Lady Kero with Vermelha Noir and Regina Voce.
Again, I did not like how they treated her when they were picking. I was very. I will defend and stand Vermelha. I don't care what people say. I love her. I'm sure she needs more work. Sure. Is she perfect? No. But I love her and I love her temperament. And I hated the way they treated her this episode. Like, how dare you? When she's like, hey, you want to... No. They're pushing her. I was like, okay. But vindication came real quick. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then the last pairing was Argennis and Cristian Peralta. So... so it's a taco eating challenge. And okay, from the way that I saw, so the winners of the mini challenge were the team that had demolished the most tacos. And the winner that they announced was Vermelha and Regina Voce, which I was very excited about for both of them. However, looking at the plates that were left, it looked like Margaret and Gala had gone through the most.
But was it all consumed?
It was all consumed, or was it?
I think so.
I don't think so.
So that's why I was like, from my perspective, maybe, but whatever.
I don't think they finished them. I think it was like pieces and things all over. Sure. And I think Vermelha handedly ate all of them.
Right. And can we also say her quick drag was good?
Good.
Her face, she looked so good for quick drag.
And I was like, for 5 minutes, baby, you worked.
Work, Diva. I love this for you. But yes, so our maxi challenge. Oh, so they each win 9,000 pesos. They have to split the 18,000 that is typically the prize for a mini challenge. So you should get 9,000. Good for them.
I mean, Vermelha said, I don't know why we asking. Why do I have to be the one to bring this up? Because y'all want to skip past the obvious thing when Vermelha showed her talent that nobody knew about. We're not gonna talk about her putting her whole fist in her mouth. I'm just saying.
Literally, the next thing that happens in the episode after they announce the winner.
No, literally, that was what happened in her confessional as they said it, and we was about to go on like.
That. I must have.
Oh, you didn't see the confessional when she
I wasn't about to go on without it, but okay.
She put her whole fist in her mouth, like.
Okay, girl.
All right, girl. Work, Diva. I was like, we're not gonna talk about.
I'm sure
this.
she gained a lot.
I wasn't gonna pass it up, but work. Okay.
I was like, I mean, it don't do nothing for me, but I was very impressed. I need to, maybe never mind. I won't say it. Let's move on.
Anyway, our maxi challenge for the week is to create and star in a commercial promoting one of 5 different businesses.
This was a stupid challenge. I just want to say, I just did not like this one at all.
My favorite.
I did not like this one at all. I was like, this is what we got? Okay.
I think some of them maximized it and some did not. And we will.
I think some of them maximized it and we're still in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
I have maybe an unpopular opinion that David's not going to appreciate, but
we might agree. You might be surprised.
We'll see. So I'm excited to see. But yes, so Regina Voce and Vermelha Noir get to pick theirs first. They pick the taco stand, rightly so.
Good.
It was Gala and Margaret had been like, "Oh, we're taking the airline," and then before they could pick it, Argennis and Cristian picked the airline, and I'm like, "But there's no set, or they all had to come to a consensus."
Mm-hmm.
And then Argennis and Cristian just chose it. And I'm like,
Shady.
okay, work. Cool. Great. So, whatever. It was a weird drama moment that I was like, why are we... I confused it. Okay,
It was
whatever.
drama that didn't need to be drama, honestly.
No. So Lady Kero and Serena pick the mechanics. I could not think of the word mechanic for a second. Gala and Margaret end up picking the nail tech situation. And then Matraka and Pixie have the funeral home.
Yeah, I think the nail was last, so they didn't have to pick it. It was just given to them. They didn't really want it.
But then again, why were they picking last? Like, I don't get this. I don't know.
I thought we came into a consensus.
Choose amongst yourselves, but then there's just a random
order.
Right.
Like, right. It didn't make sense.
Okay.
First season kinks,
I guess. The filming of these was bad on a whole.
I kind of wish we had skipped it.
Yeah.
Although there would have been one moment that we missed out.
Okay, go ahead.
There's only one moment during the whole filming part that I like really lived for.
Okay.
And it was during Argennis and Cristian when they were filming, and we saw Argennis sit down on the thing and start having those orgasmic sounds.
Mm-hmm.
The part I lived for was when it cut to Valentina, and Valentina's just going like,
and Lolita looks over and she's like, we lost Valentina.
Valentina just entered her own vanilla fantasy world, and
her French vanilla fantasy moment.
She was having her own orgasms, and I was living for it. It cracked me up.
Yeah, she was definitely gone. It was like, oh, she wanted that chair. She wanted that. She was like, can I have this chair in my house? Sold, please.
I mean, okay, Valentina.
I mean, she's not wrong. I would take her chair in my house.
Truly, I feel like I've learned more about Valentina in the 3 episodes of this franchise than I did on both of her seasons of Drag Race. Like, I'm getting so much more personality from her. And, like, we definitely got, like, the French vanilla fantasy and, like, the delusion, whatever. I feel like I'm getting to know the real Valentina on here. And I think that's also coupled with her stint on the pit stop for All Stars 8 as well. I'm like, I'm learning so much about your personality.
So funny. Like, I just watched all of those yesterday, and Valentina was cracking me up in that.
If you have not watched the pit stop with Bianca Del Rio and Valentina, it is a trip.
Yeah.
I did not realize they were as close as they are. And I was like, oh, work. Okay, great. I love it. Like, I'm a big fan of this, but work. We get a little bit of workroom stuff, and it's mostly Vermelha talking about their family, how their family is just not accepting of their gay lifestyle and drag and things like that. And I'm happy that they, have the house that they're in, and they have Pixie Pixie as, a drag mother. And this was the moment where I was like, okay, Vermelha is going home.
That is what I said. I was like, this is the moment.
Yep.
And then I saw the next one. I'm like, okay, we might have somebody else leaving. Who knows?
Yeah.
They gave so much attention to Vermelha this episode. I was like, she's going home.
They're not even making it.
It was so obvious to me, and y'all, I don't pick up on all this obvious stuff, but this was so obvious. I was like, oh, I'm about to lose one of my favorites.
But I will say, when I woke up on the morning this episode dropped, on my Twitter, I follow all the Mexico queens.
Me too.
There was a tweet from Gala that popped up on my timeline. And I'm like, let me click translate tweet. And basically, I don't remember exactly what it said. It was like, I'm sorry it didn't work out. I guess maybe one day it'll work. And so I'm like, oh, Gala's gone. And I thought she was referencing this being her second show, and maybe she'll have success on her third show. But this whole episode, I'm like, oh, I got spoiled. Gala's going home. So when we got her personal story, I was like,
oh no. I mean, honestly, we'll talk about it. That should have been the bottom 2, but that's my opinion. But yeah, no, I was also like, oh no. I definitely felt it more for Vermelha because, like you were saying, Lana, we just got so much Vermelha in this episode that I was like, oh. And then we get Gala's backstory about, not exploring her family either.
It's, again,
it's difficult. It's like, we got so many stories of that this week on Drag Race as a whole. And I'm just like, I'm feeling very emotionally overwhelmed after All-Stars plus France plus Mexico. I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I
what's happening in the world? I'm just like, oh, God.
I felt that. I was like, this was a lot. And I watched both Mexico and France in the same day.
Oh,
and I watched both of them this morning. So literally this morning. I woke up at 10 o'clock and watched both of them. And I was like, wow. It was overload. It was a lot. And that's what I think I felt when we recorded France. I was so passionate. And I will repeat a little bit here for Mexico. I could not see it as a parent to not accept my child who I gave birth to. Like, I literally pushed you from my womb, and to sit there and say, I can't accept you and I don't want you to be happy. It's so foreign to me. Now, I am a Christian woman. I love the Lord. I go to church devoutly, and I know what people say. But I also know that my God is a God of love and of choice and of free will. And he wants us to be happy. He wants us to have happiness and love and joy in our lives. And so I don't understand anybody who says they represent the God that I represent to say, I can't love you because of who you love. And I can't love you because of the life you choose to live for yourself. Because what? Did we not have a free will? Did we not have a choice? You can love and accept him or not. Yes, that is the choices we make in our life. And people are free to make that choice. And for somebody to say, I don't want my child, I can't accept my own child's happiness. My child can come to me and say, Mom, I am gay. I'm like, okay, this is a step. We go have to get through this together. But your love and your happiness comes first, period. Regardless of if I agree with your lifestyle or not, your happiness comes first. I don't want my child to not tell me stuff because they don't feel like I will accept them for who they are. That's insane to me. In my whole life, my parents have never made it to a point where I felt like I couldn't tell them anything as I was growing up. Even as a child, I can go to my mom and tell her anything, and I know she would accept me and talk to me, and I wouldn't be scared about anything. My dad, same way. My heart bleeds to hear these stories about these queens because they seem like such amazing people, and I feel like their parents are missing out on such joy. Because when you see them perform, you see the joy, you see the passion, you see the love that they have when they're on that stage. Why would you not want to see that? That's like any performer's parents. Like, if you see these performers, these momagers or these parents who sit on the sidelines and watch their kids do something that they love to do, the joy in their face, I'm like, oh, I love it. I don't have kids of my own, but I know if I did, there's nothing you could tell me. Well, Logan. And I love Logan with all of my heart and soul. And when
I'm estranged from my parents, so if you want to adopt me,
I'll take you. You.
Love
You're
it.
there. And
David.
when you perform,
we both adopt you.
and when you perform, I'll be on the sidelines just cheering and happy and crying like, "That's my baby."
22 of Drag Race?
Whatever. I'm gonna be there watching.
Shooting for 22 at this point.
Okay, but I just don't understand. It just baffles my mind. So my heart bleeds for these queens, and I want them to have nothing but happiness and success and love. So even if your given family doesn't accept you, I hope you find a strong support, chosen family to support you and make you feel like you are enough in this world, because you are. You are.
That's what I had to do.
You have to do that.
It's difficult for me, just like all of it at once. Like 3 episodes of just Jesus Christ. Because and this is going to sound worse than I mean it to, and I don't mean any disrespect towards any of the queens and their stories, because obviously they're all very important. I just feel very jaded because I'm in a very similar situation and have been for a few years now. So like, for me, it's just like, yep, nope, everything you're saying, yep, I get it, 100%. And in my situation, it's not because I'm gay, it's for other reasons. But for me, I'm just like, yep, nope, 100%, I get it. Yep, I know exactly how you're feeling. I get it. So
that's how I mean, that feeling, that jaded, what you're calling, is just acceptance. It's not jaded. You're just accepting of, you understand.
Oh, yeah, I've moved past the need for like, not the need for compassion, but like I've moved past the like, I am emotional about this, and I'm like, this is just the existence that I'm having. Great, cool.
Every Black person on this planet. Hey.
Yeah.
I will not and cannot relate to that. Guess what? Plot twist, not Black.
I'll say it for you.
I don't really like talk too much about my situation with my parents, but I have a pretty good relationship with them. I don't talk to them a lot, but the thing is, a little over 10 years ago, my mom told me and my sister separately that if we ever decided we're gay, just not to tell her, which wasn't great to hear.
No.
And at the time, I was not out to anybody, and I'm still not out to my parents. So that's why we have an okay.
Yeah.
Is because they don't know that aspect. But what actually worked out very well for me is they told that to my sister and myself. We're the only two children, but we have been able to connect over sharing that situation. My sister is a lesbian.
Yes.
So it made us so much closer.
I love it.
Yeah, it made us so much closer, and I love my sister in that I can talk to her about anything, and I can get her watching all the Drag Race seasons too. So
you know, I kind of feel like, and I'm not trying to, say something. I kind of feel like your parents making that comment is another reason why karma has come back to get them, because you don't just say things like that to your children. And then it's like, well, now guess what? We both are. Yep. But we won't tell you though, because it's so, I'm sorry. That's just, I don't know. I don't like it. Can we move? Because I'm getting
we'll move.
Very annoyed in a whole lot of other ways. And because I love David so much, so that definitely bothers me. But
me too.
We'll talk briefly about the challenge because, again, none of us really enjoyed it all that much. The first one we have to talk about is Argennis and Cristian Peralta doing the airline skit. Honestly, I thought this was the most successful skit.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I thought they were both incredibly funny. They both understood each other's comedy. They worked very well together. This is the level of like raunchy humor that I really enjoy. So I was like, I enjoyed this a lot. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think Argennis would have gotten the win for me again.
Yeah, I actually agree. Well, first of all, when they picked travel agency, I was like, well, that's boring. Like, what can you do with that? But they really flipped it on their head, and they really took it in a direction I did not see going. Yeah. But for me, they were the group that made me laugh the most, and it really came down to Argennis. I think Cristian played the straight person, you could say.
The straight man character.
Yes. So there was not as many opportunities for Cristian to make me laugh, but Argennis really went for like the ugly side of it, which I appreciated that, because I haven't seen her as somebody who's willing to get ugly other than when she's wearing a diaper. But so yeah, she really delivered, and for me, yeah, she probably was my favorite of the week.
Sorry, Lana, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it feels very like Asia O'Hara in the Madame Butterface.
I thought the exact
same
comparison.
Sorry to make another comparison.
One comparison is great. 50, not so much. Well,
what about that other queen who got?
Go ahead, Lana.
I hate you both. Yeah, I thought theirs was funny. I thought theirs was the funniest to me. I laughed the most, and I did not. I agree with you, David. I was like, travel agents is the boringest one to pick, but they did totally turn it around, and I feel like this was necessary for this boring thing to make it so funny, crazy that it was stupid funny. It was so stupid funny because who would think of a whole? I mean, I'll fly that airline if you give me a whole ecstasy airline. Absolutely. I mean, if I got to be up in the air for 4 or 5 hours, I want it to be enjoyable. So I enjoyed this. I felt like Valentina. I was like, whoo, yes, give me that chair. I will have that installed in my room right now. But it was funny. I agree. Argennis was the funniest. I think she should have won. It was just good.
And I'm very happy because I went back and listened to some of my reviews specifically of Argennis in episode 1. And I was like, I'm waiting for her to do something that impresses me. And 2 episodes in a row, I'm really genuinely impressed with her. And I'm very happy that my opinion has changed about her. I just need her to stop saying chameleon so much, which she has. And I'm happy. She really is. Like she is proving my doubt wrong. And
I'm love that for her. Yeah.
So next is Regina Voce and Vermelha Noir.
I'm going to say this. Were they the best? Absolutely not. No. Were they the worst to me? Absolutely not. I didn't find them that bad. I didn't find this skit that bad. Did I laugh a lot? No. But did I chuckle at some? Yes, I did. I think Regina Voce carried this for sure.
Absolutely.
She carried it. I thought she was funny. She was cute. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. But I don't think it was the worst to me.
I think overall the skit was fine, and the judges agreed because they literally called somebody else's skit the worst of the week, and then neither of them were in the bottom. We'll talk about it. But I think Regina Voce was fine. Perfectly acceptable. 100% safe on this performance alone. I don't think Vermelha was good, unfortunately. I wanted her to shine. I was like, she is next to someone who just has that personality, and I hoped that a little bit of that would rub off on Vermelha and she would have a little bit more confidence in her execution. And her entire execution, from look to everything she was saying to the character she was playing, just felt off. Like, why are we seeing the under part of your breastplate in this bra that you're wearing? Why is your padding lumpy? Like, it's just those little mistakes that queens with not a lot of experience make. And I understand it. It's just unfortunate that it's happening on Drag Race. But yeah, I did not think this was successful from Vermelha's point of view. But overall, I thought it was fine.
Well, first of all, I do want to say it was interesting to see Vermelha wearing normal makeup and not doing the white face. So I appreciated just seeing a different side of her. For me, I'm going to disagree with you all in that this was my least favorite of the week. For me, this felt more a mini challenge from them than the actual mini challenge did. It felt like they did not do much preparation with their look, with their set, and everything was just very samey throughout. So nothing about it excited me. And I will be honest, I wanted to watch this a second time. I have not had the chance to, but upon first viewing, their performances were pretty even for me. Okay. I did not think one stood out way more than the other. Looking at the picture, yeah, I can see flaws in Vermelha's look. But for me, I was fully expecting them to be the bottom two together. I did not at all anticipate what we got. I was shocked by what we got.
We'll talk about why I think what happened.
Fair. There is a reason to redeem one of them.
But yeah, this wasn't my least favorite because we'll talk about my least favorite. I think next. No, actually, Next is Lady Kero and Serena Morena with the automotive one. Honestly, I thought they were both great. I thought Lady Kero really stood out in this. Obviously, the tits. Hello. She has very, very strong physical comedy, and I like seeing that from her. She's another queen that I'm really, really being impressed by week after week. We said in our cast assessment that we thought she was going to go early, and I mean it is still early. You never know, but I'm thoroughly impressed with Lady Kero so far. Everything we've seen in 3 episodes. I thought Serena was good. I thought she was good. I thought she had some jokes. Her physical comedy was really good as well. It could have been better, but not bottom worthy for me.
I agree. I honestly wish they had judged everybody in teams because I think everybody was close enough. They tried to make it seem like some were like significantly better than the others. And I don't think that was the case in any group. So yes, Lady Kero was the standout in this group, which I think for all of us probably was not what we expected. We thought Serena was going to be the comedy one between the two.
Yeah.
So for Kero to kind of slightly overshadow Serena, who still did really well, I think that's probably what kind of pushed her ahead here. But yeah, I thought their whole concept was very funny. I mean, maybe a little bit expected whenever you come up with a mechanic idea. Like they weren't too far out of the box from where we expected. But I thought they were good, and I wouldn't put either of them in the bottom at all.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they were both good. I would have put them in the bottom. I think everything else said about Lady Kero, don't need to repeat it. She's great. Serena, I felt like she was really good as well. I felt like sometimes you don't have to go outside the box when it's something like a mechanic, because those jokes write itself. You go lube them up and get under the hood, and those jokes write themselves. So you don't need to think.
Drag Race is a fucking car pun,
right?
Like,
it's just
hello.
So it's like, yeah, you don't have to go too far out of the box for making those jokes. So I didn't mind it being very typical and predictable. I just thought it was funny, and I thought they were good at what they did, and yeah, it was good.
We'll talk about it more later, but I honestly feel like the judges completely disregarded anything that anybody did in this challenge and just judged the week based off of the runway.
Well, it's also worth noting that our bottom 3 were all people who had been in the bottom 3 before.
Oh, don't I know it?
I feel like it's like we already did it before. Let's do it again. It's giving me scared gameplay in these games that we've all come to play. Instead of going for the people who are the threats, we go for the people who we already put in the bottom, so it's no blood on our hands. So very annoying.
Like we already have our favorites. We also have our least favorites. Sorry.
Right. So sorry.
Again, it feels
it's
like
a very friend group.
And the top 3 that they have already picked out, conveniently, I feel like is the top 3 of this week. We'll talk about it.
It's giving very friend group right now.
It's giving click. I agree with you. It's giving, I don't like it.
Moving on, because this was my worst
favorite of the week. Lana, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't like this skit at all.
Gala and Margaret. Sorry.
Gala and Margaret. What was the one? It's Margos. I didn't like this one. I didn't like anything about this one. I didn't like the skit. I didn't like their looks. I didn't like anything about it. I thought it was the most boring skit. I did not laugh at all. Like there was nothing funny about this skit. It was just, I just didn't like it.
I thought Margaret had a little bit of entertainment value. So for me, like I wouldn't have put her in the bottom.
Both of them could have been in the bottom.
The bottom 2.
Both of them goes in the bottom.
This was also my least favorite one. I agree with you, Lana. I didn't laugh. I thought Gala's character was so one note. It did not go anywhere. She stayed the exact same the whole time with her monotonous voice. I know that character, and I've seen that character done better. And that was just my difficulty, is like, I just don't think anything they did was inventive or new or good. unfortunately. But I thought Margaret's physical comedy was very good. Not very good. I thought Margaret's physical comedy was good.
Yeah. For me, they were not my least favorite. I actually did like the characters they had. It felt like they developed their characters a bit more than some of the other groups. However, I just think that the plot of their story was a bit manic and messy and chaotic. And sometimes that can work. I don't think that worked super well for them. I would like to see these characters in a different scenario with more structure to it. And I thought they looked pretty good, so I wouldn't complain about that. But yeah, they were kind of in the middle to lower end for me, but definitely not my bottom group.
It gives me low budget Staten Island girl. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
That's
and
a
I guess
character.
maybe that's what they're going for,
Yeah.
but it just didn't do it for me.
I know these girls. I went to school with these girls. Like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I know these girls very, very well. So, last up is Pixie and Matraka. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't remember a single thing they did.
I do. And I like Matraka in this one more than I like Pixie in this one. I think Matraka gave me what when you're selling or trying to advertise a funeral home, what they used to do is like a cheesy funeral home, like, and come to our place and da-da-da. You know, it was a very cheesy funeral home kind of ad, which is what we're used to seeing. I didn't mind this. I thought it was perfectly safe, perfectly good. I think Pixie was a little in her head and not fully in it. I don't think acting is her thing. And so it kind of took her off her game a little bit. I think they look good. I just feel like, was it the best? No. Was it the worst? No. It was just perfectly safe for me.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. For me, they were probably either the second or third best group of the night. And what I liked about them is that it felt the most like an actual commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And that could go either way. Like sometimes we don't want it to be too straightforward, but I think why it worked for them is because it's a commercial for caskets and for like a cemetery.
Yeah.
Like you don't see those on TV very often. So it was a bit kooky, and it kind of gave you like if Elvira did a commercial like this.
Yeah.
So and of course Matraka was the better one. Matraka is so well rounded. Like it's honestly it's insane she doesn't have a win yet because she's been consistently very strong throughout the season. It's only 3 episodes.
A lot of people have. That's the difficulty. It's like a lot of people have been very strong.
True. But so. I don't think Pixie did bad by any means. No. You can tell this is not her forte acting. No. But I think she did really well with it all considering. So I like this group. I thought they did well.
Mm-hmm.
And that worries me about Pixie's longevity on this season. Is like if acting and comedy is a weak point for you, like I don't know spoilers and I'm not saying this to be true, but like I'm worried that when it comes to Snatch Game, she's not going to deliver. Like I'm a little worried about Pixie now. I definitely would say my ranking personally would be at the top Argennis and Cristian. Then for me, honestly, I would put Lady Kero and Serena. Then these two. Then honestly, Regina Voce and Vermelha, and then Gala and Magos.
Yeah, I'd probably
a couple of them are maybe interchangeable,
right. But I'd flip your 2 and 3 and your 4 and 5 probably.
Valid for sure.
I would. Mine is exactly like yours.
Yeah, I think Matraka was the stronger one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Let's look at our judges. Look at them.
Both look great.
They both look great. Again, I'm gonna say 3 episodes in a row. I think Lolita looks better.
Not for me this time.
Okay, that's fair. I get it.
Yeah, for this time, I think Valentina stepped it up.
Fair.
I love a good pantsuit. I just love a good pantsuit, and I think this
Really
this
nice
mint
color,
green
too.
pantsuit.
Oh, we'll talk
just,
about several pantsuits.
yeah, we'll talk about that. But I think this pantsuit just did it. It's long. It's just long enough. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it fits her well.
And our guest judge that they spent a week and a half promoting on social media, like Jesus Christ, Donna Paula. I was like, you seem lovely.
I don't know
like,
who you are, but
she's
the Britney Spears of Mexico.
Seems like it, yeah.
That's what they said. That's literally what they said.
Yeah. And she seemed very enthusiastic.
She seemed very happy about
I think she was a lovely judge.
She was a lovely judge.
Season 2, if maybe she has some time to be a permanent judge, I think that would be a lovely thing to see. However, I was just like, Jesus Christ. They started promoting her on this episode before episode 2 premiered. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I get it. Donna Paula. I'm a fan.
When you get somebody who's fantastic, and first of all, a fan of the show, she is obviously a fan of the show. She was very excited to be there, and she's like huge in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, you promote that because you want people to watch that. So I get it. Promote your big one.
If someone has like the TLDR on like the great hits of Donna Paula, let us know in the comments, because I would like to explore her music more, because I liked the song that we did here. But yeah, just throw it in the comments, all of that. So we're gonna very quickly go through the runway. Our category is La Noche de las Mil María Félix, referencing María Félix, one of the most popular Latin American actresses of the 40s and 50s. She was a primarily black and white movie star from what I have seen. The little bit of research I was able to do, it seems like that is her vibe, that is her situation. But yeah, we're going to go through runways, starting with Pixie Pixie.
Yeah, I like this. She looks good. For me, it kind of pales in comparison to the original photo. It's why is the original more drag than this? But I love Pixie, so she can't really do much wrong for me. So I do like this. Yeah, can I give my score already?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I give her a 72.
I think this is fine. I think her contouring on the chin, I agree with what the judges were saying, because everyone got critiques this week. By the way, weird, whatever. The shading was a little bit off. It did kind of look like a beard, as someone with a beard that knows what beards look like. But otherwise, I think the actual look itself is perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable, perfectly lovely. 75.
Yeah, I agree. I think I do think the picture is more drag than this outfit. This outfit was a little understated, but I think everything else looks good. I think she did a good job. I would give it a 70.
Argennis.
Yeah, I do like this. This is good colors for her. I really like her makeup this week. Like, this was a different face. So if she's saying she's a chameleon, she's showing it this week.
I get it now.
Yeah. Still, I still wish it was something a little more surprising. Like, this is something I might have expected to see this week. So I still like it, but I'm giving it a 65.
I think this is good. I agree with you on the makeup. I was like, her makeup has been different every single week, and I'm very happy to see. I was proven wrong by Argennis. I'm very happy to see that. I think overall, it's a good look. I tend to agree with you also, David. I think this is something that I maybe would have expected, not really knowing María Félix very well, but doing a little bit of research. Like, this look kept popping up on things that I was reading. So, is it the most inventive thing ever? No. Does she look great? Absolutely. 80.
For me, I think it's a little too on the nose. I want it to be an interpretation of the look, maybe not the exact look. Like, I feel like everybody should give interpretations of María Félix and not the exact. This was literally the same costume. It's like she went to her house and took it from her and put it on. It's the exact same thing. I love her makeup. I just wish it was a little more of an interpretation of the look instead of it being right as directly the look. But it looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. I would give it a 79 because I do I do think she looks beautiful. Her makeup is sick.
Margaret Y Ya.
Well, for me, I love Margaret. I love her. For
Love Margot.
For me, this was a little on the simple side. Like, it was, I don't know. Like, for me, this does not scream drag unless I see her face. But the outfit looks pretty, like, simple and straightforward. I want to see size. I want to see something unique. So for me, this was not one of my favorites of the night. I gave this a 52. It was probably my least favorite of the night.
I don't think this is bad. I don't love this by any means of the imagination. I don't think it's bad, though. I'm tired of something. And I'm not going to pull up the rant banner because it's going to take too much time. But I am tired of judges internationally saying, oh, you're a comedy queen. But, like, we want you to change up your makeup a little bit. You've never told a pretty girl that. Never told a pretty girl that. So why are you making the comedy queens do pretty makeup? Don't make them do soft makeup if clown makeup or more dramatic makeup is their thing.
But I did like the smoky eye in the main challenge. I thought that was
I think she looks great, and we can see that she has a diversification of the makeup that she can do. Just stop making comedy queens do soft makeup when that's not their thing. Let them show you their versatility instead of saying, we want to see different makeup from you. You've never had a pretty girl do that. With that being said, Magos is getting a 65. And 5 of those points are because she's Magos.
I'm a sucker for a good tailored suit. This suit is a good tailored suit. It fits her very well. Is it simple? Sure. Yes. Is it basic? Yes. Does it look like the picture? Yes. I wouldn't have picked this picture. I wouldn't have picked this outfit. I wouldn't have picked this look because it's too simple. It's too, it's not that even if you do an interpretation of this look, it's still a little simple. But the suit looks good. The suit looks good. It fits her great. I don't care. I'm not mad at her makeup. I think that's just who Margot's is. That's her makeup. That's her style. And I agree. Don't tell her to change who she is as a drag artist because you want it to fit your mold, because you would not tell a fashion queen to change that, to be more severe, be more clownish. No, you'll tell them to just continue to be you still have to be your brand, but fit the theme. And I think she fit the theme, but it's a little simple theme. So I give it a really cute 69.
They will tell Marsha to change her makeup.
Yeah.
True, but that's because she wasn't wearing any. Regina Voce.
Okay. I may not have loved her in the challenge, but I gotta give her flowers here. This is really good. Like, I can't see the full original look here, but it doesn't matter.
That's all they showed on the show.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, this is drag.
I pulled the direct images from the side by side from the episode.
Okay, yes, she wore a hat just like her. But no, this is drag. This gives me Mexico. This gives me fashion. I love the gold-plated abs there. Like, this is so good. This is easily one of my favorites of the night. Let me give her a 76.
I told y'all I was waiting for Regina Voce to serve us looks in the way that we know her to serve looks. And she did it. And I'm happy to see it, because this is one of the best things I've seen in a long time on the runway of a Drag Race franchise. I think this is spectacular. I think this is wonderful. The details from what we can see of the photo that they provided, I think are very good details. She looks spectacular. My cup is full.
I love this. She is giving me Janet Jackson in this look. Like, do you see her face? She looks like Janet Jackson in the face.
Does.
She gives me a Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. Like, she's a Jackson right now.
She's giving Michael. Actually,
she's a Jackson. She's a Jackson. No, she's a Jackson. Like, completely giving me the whole Jackson look. And sure, but This is what I mean. Sure, we can't see the full look in the picture, but I feel like she's giving a great interpretation of what this look would look like. And I kind of am obsessed with this look. So my cup is overflowing. I am obsessed.
I'll let mine overflowing too, by the way.
I'm obsessed.
Cristian Peralta.
I am so happy to see Miss Vallarta back.
David!
I'm sorry.
That's for real. Write that down on the whiteboard.
No, but I do like this. Like, this is a good look for her. And this is giving me drag. Like, I doubt that the original was a full pink skin tone. But I do like this. But there's kind of a ceiling for me when it comes to Cristian. Like, I don't think their aesthetic is ever going to be really in my wheelhouse. Like, I wish I could like it a little bit more, but it's kind of this, I don't know. I don't want to call it safe drag, but I mean, compared to a lot of other people, it is a bit safe. Yeah, traditional. So I'm going to give her respect, but it's not for me personally. But due to my respect, I'm going to give her a 69.
Nice.
Even though I said it and you didn't say it to me, so.
Oh, I missed
it.
I didn't hear it.
I did.
I missed it.
I said niece.
Oh, yeah. That's not it. It's not the same.
I was making a joke.
I
don't like this look. I don't understand why her face is painted pink. I don't understand why she has a pink flesh-toned bodysuit and then a nude pantsuit because it's pants underneath it. Why is there a nude pantsuit with then this cover-up that doesn't look good? This looks like something we literally just saw on the finale of season 1 of Project Runway. Go check out our Project Runway review. But like, this is not good. I don't like this. I don't think she looks good in this. The length is weird because then it shows like 3 inches of the pants, which I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get any of this together. I don't like it. I'm going to give it a 40 because it's a well-constructed like garment with the overpiece, but I just don't like it.
I would tend to agree with Logan in this one. I'm not a fan. And I did draft Cristian, and I want nothing but the best so I can win the draft. But this look didn't do it for me. I think the overlay is like, if you're gonna have the overlay, why are you wearing the pantsuit? Like, put the corset on, take the pants off, and then put the overlay on, and then
it doesn't look like she's wearing that in the original.
Right.
I don't know the original, so if that is an exact interpretation,
no, it looks like she's wearing like a bodysuit underneath.
It looks like a dress
or a dress. I don't know. It's just I don't like it. I love her makeup though. I just don't like the overlay. Like, I feel like with the overlay in the pants, if you go take one away. Take one away. Either go do the pants or you go do the overlay. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not a fan. And since I only like about 20% of her whole outfit, I'm going to give her 20.
Great.
I'm just not a fan.
So I am going to have to hop off here soon. But I do want to say something. I'm going to jump ahead. I don't care. But I kind of want to where we are as a whole with this franchise. So we've had 3 people get wins. They are Cristian, they are Argennis, and they are Regina Voce. So these are all good queens. I respect them. They're very good at what they do. If that is the top 3 of the season, I'm not going to be excited. I cannot be excited about those 3 as the final 3. I just want something that is not so safe. I think Mexico deserves a winner that is not so safe and predictably good. Like, yeah, that's still good, but I want to be excited. There are at least 4 other queens that excite me more than those 3 that I just named. So I really am hoping that something's going to be shaken up with the season. And I'm not saying that they haven't deserved wins. I mean, they would not be my winners, but that's all I have to say on the issue. I really am hoping that other queens who are doing extremely well start getting their flowers. But I gave my scores to you all so you can tell everybody what I think. But I will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye. Let me find the exit. Bye.
Bye. And
Well,
then
now that
there
he's
were 2.
gone.
Right. Now that he's gone.
No, and I'll echo a lot of his sentiments because we talked prior and we have the same sentiments. So I'll echo a lot of that later. But let's talk about Serena Morena, who was in the bottom 2 for wearing the same outfit as Valentina, because that's the only reason I can justify her being in the bottom 2. I don't think this is bad. I actually think of the pantsuits we saw on the runway, I think this is honestly the more successful one for me. I think the color looks great. I love this wig on her. Her makeup looks good. This is a great look.
I like this look. I mean, in the picture it looks blue, but it was mint green on the stage. But
this is the photo that the episode provided.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It was I think this is a good pants look. I think it interpreted the picture of Maria Felix very well. I think it's a little spot on as well. It looks good though. I think she looks good. I don't think she deserved to be in the bottom for this look. No. But I feel like the only I agree with you.
Her performance.
Or her performance. I think the only reason she ended up at the bottom was because her outfit looked so much like Valentina, which I feel is a little petty, but whatever.
That was one of my fears coming in. It's like, is Valentina going to be an impartial judge? And as we've kind of learned throughout these episodes, no.
But I
appreciate Valentina. I think she's been a great host so far. But an impartial judge, no, in my opinion. I'm going to give Serena Morena a 90. I think she looks great. This is one of the better looks of the evening for me.
I like the look. I think it's an 80 for me. It's a good look.
And David gave it a 63. In classic David fashion.
That's a good 63.
We're about all on track.
Yeah. For David, our 80s and 90s, there's a 63. So.
Lady Kero.
I love this look.
Me too.
I was a fan of this look. It looks like the picture, but it gives its own little small interpretations of the picture.
Absolutely.
It's not exactly spot on. I loved it. I loved her shoe. I loved the little fairy princess like strap up shoe.
The ballerina shoe.
Yes, with this look, it was perfect. Lady Kero is definitely on one now. She is giving us look after look, and it's all been good. I have not said a bad thing about Lady Kero since we started, because the cast assessment we might have not fully gave into what she was about.
We just didn't understand.
We didn't understand it.
Kero experience,
but now we're
calling it that.
Yeah, we're experiencing the whole who Lady Kero is, and I am going to sit back and enjoy this ride, honey, because she's amazing. I love this look.
It's so good. It's so well made as well. I love the detailing of the jeweling of the. I think that's really strong. The mesh or nude illusion situation is also very good. The whole outfit, I think, is just really, really strong. My cup is full.
Full for me too. I loved it.
Have we given her anything under full?
I don't know. I doubt it. But
I definitely gave her look last week a full.
She's been so good. I think I did. Yeah, I think I gave her full too. She's been so good. What did David give?
Oh, David gave it a 59.
Apparently, David did not care for it that much.
No. Gala Varo. This is fine. This is fine.
It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan.
Like? Here, I'll tell you what I like. I like the ruching on the side panels. I actually think the side panels are really well done. I think the corset part I think is good. It looks like the original. I'm just not wowed by this at all.
I like the ruching also. I think that's really pretty. It's pretty to look at. I don't like the cups of the bra. I'm not a fan. It's something. The cups do something weird for me. I don't really know what I would do.
It doesn't fit.
Yeah,
it is what it is because you can see her pasties. Like it doesn't fit.
I don't know if that was intentional or not. I just don't like the way it looks. I love the headpiece. I think she looks beautiful. Her makeup is beautiful.
Right.
I just am not a fan of the cups on the corset. And I feel like it's simplistic.
Agreed.
Except if the ruche wasn't there, it would not be as intriguing as I think people would be. I think
more like Cleopatra than María Félix.
Yeah, but I do think her makeup is gorgeous,
always
like,
good,
flawless, and she looks beautiful in the face.
With the reputation she has, I'm waiting for her to do something that just truly wows me.
Right.
She hasn't done anything yet for me that's just truly wowed me.
Right, exactly. So. I'm just not wild, but I do think it's all right. It's fine.
I'm gonna give her a 70.
I would give it a 63 because it's fine. It's fine. It's above average, but it's fine. What did David give?
Well, also a 70, actually.
Okay. Oh, not me being the lowest. All right.
I know. Next is Vermelha Noir.
Okay. So this is where I didn't agree with the judging. I just didn't. Yeah. And yes, probably my Vermelha defender stepped in and kicked in. And that's fine. It is what it is. But I didn't think this was a bad outfit. I didn't think that it was. They were like, it's not fitting right. I'm like, where? What did you want her to do?
I will say, I think she could have been cinched just a little bit more. But I do agree with you. I think it fit fine.
And I mean, are they not looking at her makeup? Like,
no, I don't think so.
Because like this is so good. I feel like this is not
what she's been doing, but in lavender. But I love it.
Yeah, but I'm like, this is an interpretation of this look. It's not the exact look, which I appreciate. I didn't want the exact look. I don't want it to hit on the nose. And she didn't hit it on the nose. She gave us an interpretation of what she would do with that look. And I thought it was great. I thought it was a good look. Not fantastic, not the best thing ever, but I don't think it was horrible like they were trying to make it out to be.
I have another thought on the judging specifically. And again, unfortunately, specifically Valentina, but I'm going to save it for the end when we talk about the results. But it has to do with the way that Valentina is judging and the drag that Valentina appreciates. I'll just say that as a I do think that María looks really good. I do think her shape could have just been a little bit more hourglass, but I don't think it's necessarily bad by any means.
I mean, do we all have to be hourglass? Do we all have to be hourglass? Not necessarily,
no. But I think in a María Félix challenge, from what I've seen of her, she did kind of have that very hourglass shape. So I am going to agree with the judging in that regard. But I think the garment is good. I think it looks good. And I think her makeup is good. So I'm going to give her a 70.
I will match your 70.
And David gave the highest score of any of us, 75.
Okay.
So, yeah. And last up is Matraka.
I love this look too. I do like this.
I don't, and I it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not in love with it. I'll say that.
This look.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I like this look. I mean, I think Lady Kero did it better.
Absolutely.
But I don't hate it.
Of the similar looks.
Of the similar looks.
Lady Kero did it better, and of the pantsuits, I think Serena did it better.
Right. I don't hate it. I like it. I really do like it. I really do like it. Do I think she did it better than Lady Kero? No. But I do like it. And then, of course, Matraka is so beautiful. Her makeup she's just so pretty to me. It's something about Matraka that I'm just like, oh.
See, the makeup was actually something I didn't like about the look. There was something she did. I think it was like trying to look like María Félix in the makeup for me. It was something with the eyes specifically. I think the rest of her face looks really good. I think her eye makeup was a little weird. Like, it looked like she widened her eyes a little bit more than she normally does. Like, I think, and I don't remember specifically, and it's not clear in this photo whatsoever, but I think she put a little bit too much white eyeliner under her eyes, because that does tend to open the eye a little bit unless you're Trixie Mattel. But I think, and then I think she had drawn on some like big piecey bottom lashes that just didn't look, she looked, for me, a little bit more like what happened to Baby Jane as opposed to Maria Felix. And then her highlight was unusually white. It looked like she like was baking her highlight and then just didn't wipe off the excess powder. But I don't know. I think that might also just be this photo. But I do kind of remember that from the runway as well, and having that critique. I think the look is perfectly fine. It's well made. She models it well. It doesn't stand out to me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to also give Matraka a 70.
I would give it a 73.
And David, once again, giving the highest score, a 77. But we know that David loves Matraka. I'm not mad at it. But. No. I'm not used to only having 2 people on a Drag Race episode anymore. This is strange. But, okay, so everybody gets critiques as their skit is being shown. And then we come back onto the runway and the safe girls are announced. And then we get the top 3 of Cristian, Regina Voce, and Argennis. I would have absolutely taken Regina Voce out of that top 3. And for me, honestly, I would have put Lady Kero there.
Yeah. I mean, I might have taken out Cristian, even though I felt like she did a really good job in her skit. I thought it was good. I thought Argennis was better. So I feel like I would have taken Cristian out and then put in Lady Kero. Okay. But
maybe Matraka was also up there.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I think Matraka was perfectly safe for me. Yeah.
But I'm going to say what I said earlier. I honestly think they kind of forgot about the challenge and judged it solely on runway. Because our challenge winner ends up being Regina Voce, which, mind you, I'm very happy that Regina Voce has a win because I like her and I like her drag, and I think she's been performing well.
Right.
And I think of the looks, she had one of my favorite looks.
One of my favorites, yeah.
But it just seems like they judged everything on the runway looks, and it's strange.
I'm like, if that's what we're going to do, then it needs to be that way constantly. It's only about the
challenge
runway.
of the week should have been Night of 1,000 María Felix.
Right. Right.
Through the challenge. Like, it just feels like the challenge. It feels like they recognized that the challenge was bad on a whole, because I don't think anyone did exceptionally well in the challenge.
No.
And so they were just like, we're going to throw all of that out.
Throw it away.
And we're going to just judge on runway.
And if they did that,
if we're judging off of runway, I would have taken Cristian out and put Lady Kero in. Like, hello.
Definitely. Exactly.
But I don't know. And then even with the bottom 3, which we get Vermelha, Margaret Y Ya, and Serena Morena, it feels like they only judged it based off of their perception of the runway. Because Serena did not deserve to be anywhere near the bottom 3, in my opinion.
Not for the challenge.
Or the runway. If you're combining them together,
right. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad David isn't here. Because if I'm being honest, my bottom 3 would have been Vermelha, Magos, and Gala.
Based on the challenge and the runway, yes. Gala would have been in there. I feel like her look was just
fine.
I feel like hers was like Margot's, like they were just fine. Their looks were just fine. It wasn't anything spectacular. The headpiece was nice. The makeup was nice, but it was just fine.
Yeah. And then
but I don't know.
Our bottom 2 is Serena Morena and Vermelha Noir, which again, literally, they did not give Serena a single negative critique that we saw. they may have given her a negative critique that was edited out. But we did not see, unless I'm forgetting something, Lana, they did not give Serena a single negative critique. So when I was watching everything and I was like, oh, tops and bottoms, I was like, oh, Serena's in the top. Yay. I don't know necessarily if I would have agreed with that, but yay. And then all of a sudden she's lip syncing for her life. And I'm like, what the hell happened?
It was interesting. The judging to me is just doing weird stuff. Like they're judging people based on different things. Like, I'll judge you for your runway, and then I'll judge you for your performance and your challenge. And nobody is getting it the same across the board. So
yeah. So what I wanted to bring up is we know that the decisions that are being made by Lolita and Valentina.
Mm-hmm.
For me, based on the critiques that Valentina specifically has been giving, if you look at that top three,
mm-hmm.
that top three is made up of the three girls that do the drag that is closest to what Valentina does as a drag artist.
Yep.
And the three girls that are in the bottom, and the four girls that have been consistently in the bottom since episode 1, for factoring in Miss Vallarta as well,
mm-hmm.
are the four queens that do drag that is the most different
mm-hmm.
from what Valentina does.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm worried that this is going to continue and that Valentina specifically is only going to give praise to the girls that do drag the way that she does in her French Vanilla Fantasy,
mm-hmm.
which is absolutely not at all the way that you should be judging this competition.
Mm-hmm.
And if this continues, I am going to push for Valentina to be removed as a host. I'm going to be just honest and like frank there. I think Lolita could host the show and be perfectly fine. And I think the reason she was brought in, from what we understand, is because they wanted someone else who could speak better Spanish. They wanted Valentina for the name, and they wanted Lolita for the ability to speak Spanish better than Valentina.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm frustrated by it. Because then I'm like, is Lolita saying different things than what Valentina is? And we're like, or is she saying the same things? And then that frustrates me.
Right.
Because I do agree. I do think Vermelha should have been in the bottom for this challenge. I think that was understandable. I do not get Serena. And I don't know spoilers for this season. Serena is the next to go. I'm going to say it now. And when we come back here next week to record this episode, nobody be surprised, because that's just where I see this going, which is unfortunate. I just don't think they're seeing Serena for whatever reason. And it's frustrating me.
I'll say, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to move on, but please make your point.
I'll say, I think that it shouldn't be just up to the two hosts to make final decisions because of that reason. They're drag artists. They know what they like as a drag artist. They know what they would prefer as a drag artist. That's why you have a panel. So it can be a difference of opinions, and maybe, some more thoughts are added into the mix. So it's not just you and what you like, because if it's just judged on what I like, then why do we have a panel in the first place? Just
exactly.
It doesn't seem necessary to have a panel if we're only going to base it only on what two people like. So
aesthetically, not
right.
even based on the performance of the challenge.
Right, just what you prefer to look at in drag. So it's interesting, but we'll see what happens.
Next week is going to be really telling with the challenge that we get, but we'll talk about that in a second. So, Serena and Vermelha lip sync to Ecstasies by Dana Paula. I love the song.
Song was nice.
You can tell Serena did not think she was in the bottom because she did not know all the words, and neither did Vermelha.
I'm about to say neither one of them knew that song.
Serena knew more of the song.
Yeah.
And Serena did a better performance. I loved when she did the reveal into the bodysuit and then the socks. I was like, you fucking better. Loved it. Loved it. Yeah, I do unfortunately think Serena, well, not unfortunately, but I do think Serena won the lip sync again.
Yes, I do.
So,
I agree. I feel like she won. She should have won. Vermelha was just not prepared, and we said this the last time. She's not ready for this competition. She needs to bone up on how to perform.
Yeah,
and work out the kinks of her looks. Like make sure you can perfect all the things you need to perfect in the times you need to do it. I think she's a looks queen. She's somebody who takes her time, gets her look perfect, and takes good pictures. She's just not the performer yet. And that's fine. She'll get there. I feel like call Vermelha back in 2-3 seasons. She'll be amazing and a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, I think this was it was her time. Unfortunately. And I love her.
Yeah, I do. I really like her. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised.
No.
But reluctantly, I am going to give you all a draft update because I don't want to. At this point, I am going for lowest draft score ever. Because as a reminder to our audience, my draft team is Margaret, Vermelha, Serena, and Miss Vallarta. The only people who have been in the bottom.
Yep.
I'm currently sitting at a -3.
Period.
And it's only because Magos was in the top last week. But in second place, doing much better than I could ever dream to, is David with 20 points.
Wow.
And 2 drafts in a row, Lana is leading the draft with 26.
Look at me eating it up.
There's a 29-point difference between me and Lana.
Well, for context, please give David's draft picks and then my draft picks.
So David's team is Pixie, Matraka, Gala Varo, and Argennis.
Mm-hmm.
Lana's team is Pixie, Regina Voce, Cristian Peralta, and Lady Kero.
Not me getting Regina Voce too.
Oh yeah, you took Regina Voce
and Lady Kero, who is killing the game.
And my team is Serena, who they hate, and Magos, who they hate. So fine. Like I said, I'm going for lowest score ever. That's going to be my win. I think our lowest score ever, is 0.
Oh, well, right now you're winning.
We're gonna shoot for negative. Honestly, at this point, I don't want to see Magos or Serena go.
No,
but at this point, I'm shooting for a negative score. So we'll see what happens. But next week, Rusical.
Oh, Rusical already. Wow.
Acapulco Shore, which is obviously a parody of Acapulco Shore, which is a derivative of the Jersey Shore franchise. So I have not watched Acapulco Shore. I've heard that it's wild, but all of the shores are. I'm really interested to see what they do.
Me too.
I don't know how they're going to turn this into a Rusical, but I'm excited to see.
Same. I mean, it's still quite a bit of them, so we're gonna have a 9 casts.
I guess it's where they usually used to do Rusicals, but those casts were like 13 or 14 people.
Okay.
And so it would be like mid-season is the Rusical. It would be like Rusical, and then a couple episodes later, Snatch Game. So at this point, I'm expecting Rusical, probably a design challenge for episode 5, and then Snatch Game is kind of where I'm seeing.
I feel like their quinceañera was the design challenge. So are we gonna do
or
2
the
design
ball?
challenges?
Maybe we'll get the ball.
Maybe a ball. A ball.
Something that's not like comedy at
right.
in the middle. Or
before
they could
Snatch
do
Game.
Snatch Game. I don't know. Like they very well could, because it'll be at 8 or 7. I feel like is when we'll get Snatch Game. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining us for yet another episode of our Drag Race Mexico review. Please leave us comments in the below in comments in the below. Good.
Mm-hmm. Comments below, please.
Comments in the description below for how you feel about this episode. Did you agree with the judging that they made? Did you agree with our judging? Are you frustrated with the mistreatment of Serena Morena, like I am? Make sure to do the YouTube thing, because you're on YouTube. You've done it before, so do those things. We are inching closer and closer to monetization, which is just lovely. I mean, we do this just because we love it, but all those milestones are great to hit too. Make sure to check out our second channel, The Cup TV, for all of your reality TV needs. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod. Follow myself and Lana, as well as David, because we're all great. Get your merch, link below. Lana's the only merch representative at the moment, but it's fine. Yeah, get your merch, do all the things. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your support, and cheers.
Cheers, you guys. Love you. Adios.
Adios.
Hasta luego.